Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Jessie, Ashley, welcome to Popternative. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Jessie, I find it very interesting, specifically with Mythic Quest. Does it feel sometimes like you're working on two shows where in one regard it's about video games, but at the same time it's not about video games at all? It's about relationships, life, and growth and everything. Have you ever thought about that?
It doesn't feel like two shows. It feels like one show that spans a lot of stuff because it's not just those two things. We also have like all of this like family drama and we get the backstory episodes. And I love the memes that people make about how like, wasn't this a comedy? Why am I crying now? I think that that's like a real strength of our show is that we're able to span so many different tones and feelings. And it's not only workplace comedy. It's like, it's a show for whatever you're going through.
It is indeed a memeable show. I agree with that for sure. Actually, you know, it's interesting. Jess says that about the workplace comedy. What is something that you like the most specifically about working on a show that is a workplace comedy specifically? I know there's a lot there to unpack, but is there anything specifically about that you love about working on it?
I mean, I've always just personally loved workplace comedy. They were my favorites. I mean, Parks and Recreation is one of my favorite shows of all time. I mean, The Office. It's just, there's something so great about that format of getting like a bunch of different people that would not normally be around each other, but are forced to be around each other because they work together.
Yeah.
I know that's how Rob talked about a Mythic Quest is, you know, Sunny is like people that are forced to be together because no one else will be friends with them. And these people are forced to be together because of success, which is a weird, different way to look at it. And so there's something so fun about that because then you get very, very, very different people that are all forced to interact. Like Joe and Rachel being friends this season is not something that would have happened in their normal lives, probably. So it just gives you the opportunity to make wildly different characters and then force them to interact with each other.
Interesting. And to kind of add to that, Jesse, my next question for you is, I always get curious about kind of mindsets kind of showing up to a show. This can even be answered even for season one, because like the ensemble cast, I mean, your character, you know, has a lot of kind of interactions with a lot of different characters, more than others specifically. What is that mindset, knowing that you're going to be on a show where your character is going to be speaking to a lot of different people and have different kind of conversations and situations?
That sounds like a character with a lot of scenes. So I'm pretty happy with that situation. You know, my dad's an actor, and so I've grown up around someone who like gets the script and starts flipping through and looking for their name. So yeah, that's the main thing that you just reminded me of. Like, oh, I get to talk to a bunch of people. You're right. I've gotten to work with a bunch of different actors. The show, they cast the most talented actors, so that's always a joy. And yeah, we get to see Joe go through a billion different feelings, which is always really fun. And the mindset is really one of like high caffeine, lots of loud music before I walk on there, and then being able to also like be respectful of other people's time and personal space at the workplace. So Joe definitely is not present between takes. It's like, you know, between action and cut, I'm a monster, and then otherwise I'm a lovely person to work with. I promise.
Absolutely. Things similar to the questions about kind of mindsets. Actually, so much happened in season 2. Season 3, we want answers to a lot of questions. We also want to see how things are going to play out with all this new competition and everything. What are you hoping people get out of season 3 when they get to watch it this season?
Oh man, I hope they laugh. I hope they cry. I just hope that they are entertained and are happy to see these people again. I think the biggest thing with a comedy like this is that when you watch it, you kind of feel like you're getting to catch up with friends, or like you're getting to see buddies that you miss.
Yeah.
And so I think if we can keep that sort of energy going with the show, that's really all I want. Because that's how I feel about my favorite shows.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Season 3 of Mythic Quest is going to be premiering on AppleTV Plus November 11th. Thank you both for your time. It was so great chatting with you.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Have the best energy.
Yeah, you really
Have
do.
a good one.
I really appreciate that. If we're not excited, what are we doing here? What's the point?
You're,
Right? It's a great show.
You're the favorite of the day.
You're right, dude.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.